Sportball guys, we're here. Justin and Brandon. Brandon, what's up, buddy?
What is good, my dude? Been a while since we had one of these.
Dude,
Fired up about it.
yeah. And first time ever, we're having you on webcam instead of in person. So I'm excited for that.
I don't know. I kind of
fun.
miss you, but I kind of don't. I don't know what. I don't know how to feel about it.
It's going to be interesting. See if we still got our good chemistry or whatever.
The good mojo.
Yeah,
I believe in it. I believe more in this than I do about Duke in the Final Four. How about that?
Man, definitely. I think it's got to go down as one of the biggest upsets ever now that all 5 of their starters were drafted.
All right, let me ask you this, and we can hopefully the comments will poll this. Who is a bigger letdown? Duke not winning the whole thing, or Rutgers not even making the tournament with 2 of the top 5 picks of the draft?
Yeah, it's got to be Rutgers.
Didn't even make the tournament.
Like.
Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely Rutgers, and I guess that leads to a question right off the bat: is do we believe in those 2 players, Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey?
I believe in one of them.
You believe in Dylan Harper?
I do.
Yeah.
I think Ron Harper passed his genes right to his kid. I think the kid has watched the NBA his whole life. He understands, even at a younger age, what it's going to take. He plays just like his dad. It's actually, I was watching a lot of his highlights earlier. Yeah. I mean, it is almost freaky. He even shoots the ball the exact same way. And Ron Harper was a killer for the Lakers. So, I mean, I absolutely see that.
Yeah, Ron Harper was a killer for the Bulls.
That too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm thinking, no, you're right. No, I was thinking about the player for the Lakers. The other lefty that won championships with Kobe.
Oh, Derek Fisher.
Derek Fisher. You're right. Ron Harper did play for the Bulls.
Yeah, he also played for the Cavs. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, I believe in Dylan Harper, too, because he's also going to the Spurs, where he automatically has Victor Wembanyama and, Stephen Castle and who they got? De'Aaron Fox. What a great team this is going to be.
I give them honestly 2 or 3 years. They're a 1 seed. I mean, I really do. But if they keep drafting the way they're doing and they can keep developing, they are incredibly young, but they're incredibly talented.
Yes.
So this is one of those, like, I could see another version of OKC coming out here.
Yeah, because they also have a crap load of first-round picks coming up, too. So they can trade those for another great player if they need.
Oh, you there, bro?
Yeah, I'm still here. You still here?
Hey, here. Yeah, you kind of cut out for about 0.4 seconds. I wasn't sure, so.
Okay, well, let's Ace Bailey. What do we think about Ace Bailey, man? I mean,
all right.
Do we think he's give me your thoughts.
Do I think he has legit potential? Absolutely. Like, the guy's got a bag. The guy's tall, he's limber, he plays good defense, he can shoot the ball from anywhere on the court. But the problem is, all right, so I was actually watching his highlights against Indiana this year, where he scored 39, and he was lights out, and he was incredible. But do you know what bugged me about him? I think he's selfish. What I mean by that is, I mean, they're down an average of 10 to 15 points for majority of the game. I mean, they lost the game by like 8 or 9. And not one time did it look like he was upset that his team was losing. He was more worried about getting his stats, chirping and running his mouth when he made a play, smiling and laughing at the end of the game, trying, to be cocky and arrogant. I don't like that. When you're, you're only as good as your team. I will always believe that, you should not boast about a 40, 50 point night if your team loses by double digits. I mean, there has to be some class of character. So I question his maturity big time. But, I mean, if he can find a way to fix that, do I think he could be a great player? Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. I think he's super selfish. I think he cares way more about himself than he does about the team. I don't think he cares if he wins or loses. He just wants the stats. And now that he's in the NBA, he wants the money.
I mean, he wouldn't be the only player in the league that feels that way, but you look at the teams that win, it's because it's the teams that win.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about a guy.
I mean, kind of like that. Go ahead. Yes, sir.
I was going to say, let's just go ahead and I really don't think there's much more we can say about Ace Bailey. I think you hit the nail on the head, and I think he might. My prediction is he's out of the league in 5 years.
I would probably bet against you on that, but let's just say I'm going to call that one like a 60-40. A 60 that he's in the league and 40 that he's out.
So it's close. It's close for sure.
I have another player that I really feel like could be out of the league in 3 or 4 years.
All right, well, go ahead. Tell us who it is.
Cedric Coward.
Really?
Yeah. I was watching him. I was watching how Washington State.
No, I mean,
he went to the Grizzlies. He came from Washington State. He was actually supposed to play for Duke, but ended up opting out for the NBA. And I mean, to me, I just watch him, and he's 6'6". I mean, he's got decent size. He doesn't move that well without the ball. He's not like an explosive player. And I feel like that is just if you don't have a step of explosiveness in the league anywhere, you're not going to make it. I just feel like, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he proves it wrong. But I feel like that's Bust City right there.
Yeah, I think he could be out of the league pretty quick as well. I guess we should probably talk about the number one pick because everybody thinks he's the greatest thing ever. Cooper Flagg.
I'm not sure about that anymore. Sorry.
Cooper Flagg going to Dallas. So you don't think he's the greatest thing ever anymore? Are you joining my side? And do you think he's more of like a Andre Kirilenko, Gordon Hayward type, more so than like LeBron James?
I think he's in between them. I think he's better than Kirilenko and Hayward. I think he has way more game. Do I think he's LeBron-esque? No. Okay. So here's my thing about Cooper. Super, super talented player. We all know this about him. We've watched him all year long. We saw him miss the shot that would have put him in the title game. Of course, he shouldn't have been in that position anyway, but that's beside the point. I feel like he was – okay. I don't know if you put him on the Hornets or the Wizards or, anybody else at the bottom of the barrel, the Jazz. I don't know if you put him on those teams, if he really flourishes and if he really saves the season. The fact that he got put in the situation with the Mavericks, with experience, with all-stars and legends around him, they just picked up D'Angelo Russell. They just gave him a real point guard. I mean, not that Kyrie wasn't, but Kyrie is aging quickly.
Well, he's hurt too.
And he is hurt, that's right.
Yeah.
I feel like he could really flourish in that system. Like he has a system of real serious experience around him, which can really teach him, instead of coming in and being the man, kind of like we watched Peyton Manning in the NFL. What was it, 3 touchdowns and like 13 interceptions his first year?
Yeah, sacked 79 times.
79 times. Would be able to achieve that scenario. I think he'll play 12 to 15 years, assuming he doesn't get injured, assuming the best for him, but do I think he's the next coming? Do I think he's on the video, on the, 2K video game? I mean, I don't know if I'd bet on it right now. I just feel like he's targeted. He went to Duke. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, everybody's going to play extra tough defense on him.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's not the best player on his team, and that's perfect for him. Like, I think he went to the perfect spot, honestly.
Sure.
Because I'm with you. I think if he goes to a team where he's the best player, I think that team probably still gets a lottery pick next year. Instead, I think the Mavericks. Yeah, instead, I think the Mavericks have a great shot to be a top 4 seed in the West.
Oh, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so, sure.
Yeah, let's talk about the next Duke player that went in the draft, because I actually like where this guy went. Con Knipple, number 4 to the Hornets. I think it was a great pick. I've said for a very long time that Knipple is going to be the best Duke player from that team in the NBA because he can do so much. And I don't see anybody really, he's going to be a matchup problem if he's put in the right system. Now, the Hornets could not be the right system because it's the Hornets, but maybe they turn it around because I actually like what they did with their draft a lot. But yeah, I think Knipple going number 4 is not a shock to me. I think that's about where he should have gone. I don't know. What do you think?
I think it's a great pick for Charlotte. I think they really needed to get some offense. I mean, they got the best shooter in the draft. Do I think he's the best player in the draft? He's up there, but he's not the best. I'll talk about who I actually think is going to be the best prospect out of everybody, here in a minute. But no, I love the thing for Con. Or do you want to say hi? Is that how this works now?
I think
that in the very beginning, and when I say the beginning, I mean the first few months. I don't mean the first few years. I mean, Nipple's shot release is so fast that he's going to be able to get shots up left and right faster than anybody else can imagine. Like he probably has the quickest trigger of the draft. He might even have one of the quickest triggers in the league already. And he hasn't even played his game yet.
He's also pretty strong. Like, people didn't talk about that. Like, he took a lot of contact when he would drive to the rim and still was able to finish. And he's tall. He's tall.
He's the only one that actually looked like he posed a challenge against the Houston Defenders in the Final Four.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think, and in a lot of other games he's played.
Yeah. So I like that he went number 4. I think he kind of reminds me a lot of the other Duke player from years ago, Mike Dunleavy. I don't know if that's what you're thinking, but I think he's very comparable to Mike Dunleavy from the 01 championship team that Duke had. Let's see. Oh, Brandon, you still there? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here, bud.
Okay. Yeah. Good.
I think Dunleavy's a little more athletic of a player. I think Khan's obviously a better shooter. I feel like Khan will have a better career, which says a lot, because Mike Dunleavy played for at least 16, 17 years. I think he's along that line. He played for a very long time.
Yeah.
So, I think that's a great comparison.
Yeah. I think here's what I got to predict for Con Knipple. I think if there was one player in this draft that's going to be a factor on a championship team at some point, I would choose him. I think he's the guy that teams are going to go after when they want to win the championship. He's going to be like that Mike Miller. He's going to be like the I'm trying to think who would be like a good comparison right now. Like, Drew Holiday, I guess, even though they different styles of play, but, he was very helpful with the Celtics. So I just think Knipple's going to be the guy that teams go after when they're like, we're one piece away from a championship. So I don't know what do you think about that prediction?
I think it's a great prediction. I do feel like we are definitely drafting. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Wow. I do feel like we could be potentially drafting somebody else's player. Sorry, Justin.
No, you're good.
So I do feel like that is the case there. But he also reminds me a lot of a player that Charlotte actually just picked up, Pat Connaughton.
Yeah.
He reminds me a lot of that player, being quick off the ball. So sorry, Justin. I did not know what's got into me. Wow.
Yeah.
Quick off the ball, great defender, quick release.
Yeah. I like what the Hornets are doing a lot, man, which we can talk about that more in a second. You said that you think that somebody's the best player in the draft or who has the best future in the draft. Who is it?
Yes. VJ Edgecombe.
Oh, yeah. VJ Edgecombe. Yeah, went number 3 to the Sixers. Yeah, I think he went to the perfect spot for him. That's the perfect.
Yeah, he did.
The perfect team for him.
Great compliment for Embiid. Great compliment.
Well, yeah, for the 18 games that Embiid plays until he gets hurt. Yeah.
True. No, the thing. Okay, so the thing that got me about Edgecombe that made me say, okay, yeah, I know the hype is on Cooper, and obviously I'm a Cooper flag guy for life. I really am. He's part of the brotherhood. However, I try to be realistic in what I see. The thing that got me for Edgecombe, his first step for being as big as he is, and how hard he can explode at the rim. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to quite put him in this category, but he reminds me of Giannis. Like, even in the tournament game when they played Duke, I know Duke blew him off the court, but they had the absolute hardest time trying to stop VJ Edgecombe from
Yeah.
getting into the paint and creating havoc. Like, he was just a menace. And I
No,
think he's going to have a very long career, a lot of all stars. And I mean, he could lead Philadelphia to that championship in the future, assuming they put pieces around him.
I definitely
But
think I definitely think he has a chance to be a great player. I think he's going to put up crazy numbers, like you said, be a multiple-time All-Star. Uh, yeah, I think being in the right team, he could win. I think he could lead a team to a championship. I think he could be the number one player on the championship team. I don't know if the Sixers are the right team. I will go ahead and say that because I have zero faith in Embiid. But I do believe in BJ. I think he's got a great future. Let's keep going down the list of players here. Let's move on to the number 10 player. That's Malawak, the third Duke player
that
to get
guy,
picked in the top 10. Uh, he goes to Phoenix, is where he's going. I'm going to start off and say I think he's a two contract player. I think he's out of the league by the time his second contract is up. I have zero faith in this guy. I've told you that for pretty much most of the season. 0 rebounds in the Final Four. I don't think he has any offensive game. I don't think he's tough at all. Maybe he doesn't even understand basketball, which I'm not saying he's dumb or anything. I'm just saying maybe he just doesn't get the, ins and outs of the plays. So I got zero faith in him. I think this was a horrible pick. I honestly would not have even picked him in the first round. Yeah, he's big, but 0 rebounds in a Final Four. Like, come on, dude.
Justin, as well as I do, because I have another pick I could really argue with, and I plan on it actually. Maybe even more so than Malawak. Malawak, and trust me, I've watched all 35 games they played. He is a system player. He needs the players like Khan and Cooper. And in his case, he went to Phoenix again. Okay.
Yep.
So he's going to need the players out there to be able to get him involved. Like, he's not the guy that's going to back down somebody and just torture him under the rim. I do think he will block a lot of shots. He will play some defense.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Here's my other fear. But here's my fear. You say you don't think you say he plays 2 contracts and then he's out. I'm not sure he makes it to the second one because guys like him, they get injured a lot.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, but he's 7 foot. I think that somebody will take a chance on him.
Oh no, they're going to take a chance. I just feel like it's going to be a bad investment. I mean, I love the kid and I love his heart for the game. He's a great teammate. It looks like, but when you're that tall and you're that limber, you're going from 35 games to 82 games without the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, you got players playing 100 games a year. I mean, that's 1/3 a year. I mean, the college basketball season legitimately is what, 3 months? Like, legitimately 3 months?
Yeah.
Well, I know it starts in November, but it really doesn't get started until January, and then it's done. It's done the first week of April. So, I mean, night in, night out, being beaten up like that, not being used to it, not having a lot of muscle, not being workout rich, like I don't have any fear for Cooper, VJ, Ace Bailey, any of those guys when it comes to longevity. Guys like Malawak, I've just seen it so many times. They Greg Oden right out of the league.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's you said you had another pick that might be even worse than that one. Who was the one that was worse than that one?
Derek Queen.
Oh, yeah, number 13 to New Orleans.
I'm just not I'm okay. I almost want to pull it up, but I had it up earlier trying to memorize as many as I would take over him, and I had a number of them. I would have absolutely taken over Derek Queen.
I mean, I would
So
say that there were, yeah, I think he went way too high. Honestly, I was thinking that he was a second round pick. I was shocked when they called his name in the first round, much less in the lottery.
I get the whole potential aspect, but I think one of these days these teams are going to realize you're drafting on potential, but all you're doing is drafting somebody else's player. You're developing somebody
Exactly.
else's player. That's all you're
Exactly.
doing. I mean,
Yep.
like, okay, right there would have been a great place to take Janai Broom,
Yeah.
Elijah Martin,
Yeah.
and your guy, actually a fellow Hornet himself, Kalkbrenner. Those would have
Yeah.
been great picks in the mid-first round. Guys with a
Agreed.
little bit of age and a little bit of IQ. Like
Well,
Derek Queen is very young. I mean, him and Cooper were high school teammates.
yeah. Yeah. Let's,
You know?
I like that you're talking about experience because there's a guy that I want to talk about that went way lower than I thought he should have. And that's the number 18 pick to Utah, Walter Clayton Jr.
You mean he should have been higher, like in the top 10?
Oh, I thought he should have been a top 5 pick. I don't know. This dude is a winner. This dude is going to win you games. This dude's going to win you playoff series. And he falls all the way to 18, probably just because he's over the age of 20.
And he's how tall?
He's not the tallest, but man, I think that's. I don't know if that plays as big of a factor as people think.
I mean, I go back to what you said, and I love it because it's true. Because at the end of the day, there's only one thing that matters in especially professional sports, and that's winning. Winning puts butts in seats. Losing, your stadium's half full on a weekend.
Yeah.
That's what matters. And Florida does not win the national title without Walter Clayton. I mean, like, that's no question.
They're done in the first weekend.
To me, this has a lot of Dalton Connect written on it. Like, he went similar in this position last year and ended up being, and ended up being a solid player. He still is a solid player. No, listen.
Yeah.
Who got Clayton? Forgive me. I'm sorry.
He goes to Utah.
Oh, he went to the Jazz, so it's going to be him and Ace Bailey?
Yeah.
That could work.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. I mean, Utah's got Danny Ainge running the show, so they're going to make good draft picks. They're not going to make bad choices.
Sure. I mean, he's one of the best role players of all time.
Oh, yeah. And one of the best GMs, too. I mean, he built the Celtics team that won the championship. Let's talk about the number 22 pick, Carolina's first round pick in the Hubert Davis era. Yeah, Drake Powell going to Brooklyn. He'll be joining one other Tar Heel, as Cam Johnson just got traded, so he'll be joining one other Tar Heel. But what do you think about Drake Powell, man? I think I'll let you share your thoughts on Drake Powell first.
Good player. He's a very good player. I mean, he reminds me, a lot of a Rashad McCants, and I'm not just saying that because he's a Tar Heel too.
Yeah.
Talk about just skill set. Like Rashad McCants is a good player. He was just a mental case, but his game reminds me of that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I would compare him more so to a Theo Pinson with less ball handles. Like, I think Rashad McCants was way more dangerous on the offensive end than Drake Powell.
Okay. I just never thought that Rashad McCants ever, got his full value out of the NBA because he's a mental case. But that's beside the point. I think Drake Powell could be a good player. He's going to need to develop. He's going to remind me a lot of, so put it this way. That's a player I would have taken over Derek Queen.
Oh, easily. Yeah, very easily. Yeah.
No, I think Drake Powell, that team wasn't that great this year, but he had tons of potential. He didn't get enough. They didn't use him enough.
Yeah.
If you actually put him in the system and you develop him, you get him, he's going to have to improve on the defensive side. But
yeah, I actually think he's a pretty good defender. I think where he struggled was when we would put him at power forward and he was kind of having to guard, bigger guys. But
Right.
When he was playing the 3 like he's supposed to, I actually feel like he was great on both ends of the floor.
He was good until the bigger guys. Like when he had to check smaller
But
guys, he
yeah,
was great at that. But
yeah,
the thing is, when he's in the league, he's gonna have to. Everybody he defends is probably gonna be same size or bigger. But no,
yeah.
I think Drake has a shot at having a very, very long NBA career. You know,
I do too.
long athletic players with a good, with good scoring
Yeah.
can JJ Redick their way into a very long career.
Oh yeah, I expect him to play 15 years probably if he wants. Yeah, he'll have a good career. Let's jump over to the second round now. Let's switch it over to the second round. I think there was a lot of players in the second round that we were surprised that fell. I'm gonna start off with the 2 Hornet picks because I kind of like one of them a
Sure.
lot, and then the other one's the Duke player. So we're gonna mention the 4th Duke player.
Oh,
Sion James goes to the Hornets. 4th Duke player pick. Then right after that, the Hornets have another pick. They take Ryan Kalkbrenner from Creighton. I love Kalkbrenner. I
yes.
think this dude is unbelievable. He had a triple-double in college, which is remarkable. How he falls to the second round, I have no idea. How does somebody not take a chance on him? How, especially a team like the Celtics, a team like the Warriors, a team like even OKC, or a team like Houston that's going to play 5 out with some threes. How are those guys not going to take Kalkbrenner because he can step out and shoot it? And then Sion James, I mean, I don't know how much of a future he has in the NBA, but not a bad, pick in the second round. What do you? And again, I have nothing bad to say about any of the Hornets picks. I think the Hornets did a great job.
Uh,
So, what do you think about those 2 guys, Brandon?
I cannot agree with you.
Yeah.
I hate the Sion James pick. I do.
Oh, okay. Oh, there you go.
I
Yeah.
hate it. He does one thing well, in my opinion. One thing. He plays good defense. He's
Yeah.
a very good on-ball defender, but that's also against college players. I think he has a hard time getting his shot off. I think he is good at running plays because that was a lot of Duke's offense was running a lot of set plays. He can do that. He has a decent 3 ball, but there's a big difference between having a defender from Clemson or NC State in your face and then having a defender from the Celtics or the Mavs or one of these playoff teams in your face where you're not going to have a chance to get that ball off. I felt like they could have did more with that pick. I felt like they could have had Elijah Martin. They could have had Janai Broome. They could have really put some serious size and athleticism on there. I mean, Sion's a well-built guy. He really is. And I know he's strong. But as far as like quickness on the feet and playing defense against, imagine him trying to defend SGA or Morant or I can name a bunch of players. I just don't like it. I think the Hornets needed to stockpile as much offense as they could.
See, I actually see. I like it because he's an experienced player, and I think they do need to focus a little bit on defense because literally everybody they have is just offensive oriented, and I don't. I think from what we just saw in the NBA playoffs, I think defense matters a little more so than we're giving it credit recently.
I just feel like he's not going to be able to score enough points to justify, his presence on the floor.
Makes sense.
That's the biggest thing. Like, and listen, I know defense is important. I do. I really do. But Charlotte, for the last few years, until they got Brandon Miller, was really, really lackluster on offense. I mean, really bad. And they needed to get some players that can put the ball in the hole. And they did between Kalkbrenner and Knippel. And now they got Connaughton, which I think
they also took Liam McNeely at the end of the first round as well.
That's right. And don't forget about Mason Plumlee coming home. That's huge.
Sure. Yeah. Let's talk about Broome because I think he's the guy that you were surprised that fell in the second round, right?
Oh, if you had told me that he was not going to be a top 20 pick, you could have had a good chunk of change in your Cash App account now.
Agreed.
I would have bet that. I was mind blown to see him not go in the first round.
I was surprised that he wasn't a lottery pick, not just a first round pick. I thought he would have been a
What
lottery pick.
I know he's had at the end of the season a little bit of issues with injury, but with the way meds are now and the way rehab is and the way all that
Mm-hmm.
is, I just like it can't be that serious. He still played really solid in the final four.
Exactly. Exactly. So I mean,
So
I think the dude's got it, man. He can do so much on the court. Like, I mean, he's gonna where did he go? He went to the 76ers. That man, perfect spot. Perfect because he's gonna get to play a lot of playing time with Embiid out. Because Embiid, is
so
only gonna
what
play like
number pick was
17
he?
games. He was
What was he?
35.
36, 37,
35. 35.
35. You
Yep.
mean to tell me there's actually 32 players between VJ Edgecombe and Janai Broome? You mean to tell me that?
No. No. No.
I rest my case.
I think
And you know
Janai
what?
Broome's
The
another one.
76ers.
Yeah. I think Broome's another one that I would have picked over Derek McQueen also. Derek Queen, sorry. I think that's another one I would have taken over Queen. Yeah.
Sure.
Brandon, is there anybody else that we need to talk about in the draft that we haven't mentioned yet?
Maybe he just mesmerized me with his thunderous dunk against Auburn in the Final Four. And maybe I
Oh yeah.
read more into that, but Elijah Martin.
Yeah.
I think Elijah Martin's going to bring a lot. And once again, another Florida player, another national champion.
Yeah.
I mean,
I just
I feel like the 35 or 6 picks before him really, really
yeah.
missed out something special.
Yeah, I think he'll get a lot of playing time in the NBA. He's got a bright future. I don't know if he's a starter. I don't know if he's a guy that you want as your starting, guard, but to bring him off the bench and to play 20 something minutes a game, easily should fit that role in NBA. The dude's got a good skill set. Like you said, pretty good dunk in the Final Four. He's going to Toronto, which is a good spot, I think, for him, too, because they like to play players like him, I feel like.
Yep. He can learn a lot from
Um,
Brandon Ingram while he's there.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I
I
don't
forgot he
think,
plays for
like,
Toronto
okay,
now.
I will be surprised if he is good quick.
Oh, yeah. No,
I will be surprised
G
if
League for
he's
sure.
yeah, I do feel like there's a number of these guys that might get called down and called back up again. Derek
Yeah.
Queen. Maybe it's just my hate for the Maryland Terrapins, but I really do feel that way about them.
I mean, yeah, we don't like the Terrapins very much.
No, even though they're Big 10 now.
Yes.
Or excuse me, Big 22.
I think that's about everybody that we've talked about in the draft that need to be talked about. Shout out to two guys that didn't get drafted, Caleb Love and RJ Davis. Got to mention, those two guys for not getting drafted. They both did
Can I
sign
ask you
a
something?
contract though. So yeah.
Do you think Tyrese Proctor's better than both of them?
Tyrese Proctor got drafted too. We didn't talk about him. I'm sorry.
He was near the end of the draft, but yeah.
I don't think he fits the NBA a little better than RJ Davis just because he's taller. But
Sure.
honestly, if I'm somewhere and I'm picking teams, I'm taking RJ Davis. But
I'm taking Caleb Love over both of them.
Well, I was going to get to that. Caleb Love, sadly, in a weird way, is better than both of them.
Yes.
But it's also the Caleb Love experience, and it's the dude's going to put up 20 points or 20 shots. Caleb Love will play in the NBA, though. He will play in the NBA. I fully believe that. I definitely do. RJ Davis will be somewhere in Europe playing very soon. And Tyrese Proctor also will probably be in Europe very soon as well.
Oh, I think so for sure. And I don't totally hate Tyrese Proctor's game, but I just feel like because he was on a team with Cooper and Kahn and Sion and all those animals from Duke, he might
made
have
him look better.
been made to look a little bit better than he really is.
Agreed.
Where, Caleb Love, it's funny. Carter Bryant's the 11th, 12th pick of the draft from Arizona.
Yeah. Yep.
But Caleb Love's the reason they made it to the Sweet 16.
I know.
And played a great game until they lost.
Yeah.
Caleb Love is going to make a lot of money playing basketball. I feel like R.J. Davis is a future assistant coach at UNC. Not a bad gig. That's not
I think
not a bad way to make a living.
Caleb Love will play 10+ years in NBA/NBGL or whatever, the G League. Let's see. So which team, Brandon, which NBA team has done the best here so far in the offseason?
Sixers.
To you, the Lakers?
Sixers.
Oh, the Sixers. Oh, yeah. I can agree. The way they drafted, yes, 100%. Yes. I like what they did a lot.
I'm sorry, Justin. Go ahead, pal.
No, go ahead. I think they had a great draft. Yeah.
I think they had the best draft of everybody in the league. I think they picked 2 or 3 solid players. They've got players that know how to get after, get downhill, and really play. I'm telling you, VJ Edgecombe is something.
Yeah, I think 20
he
years
really
from now,
is the way he plays.
Yeah, 20 years from now, we'll say VJ was the best player in this draft for sure, 100%.
I think that's a strong possibility.
I think
Cooper's going to be a stud. Yep. I really do, but I also think that Cooper is going to madly benefit from the system he's in.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, the system going to the team that he's going to helps. It's insane that the Mavericks got the number 1 pick like that. It's unbelievable. I actually feel like the Spurs had a great draft as well. Getting
who did? I'm sorry.
San Antonio.
Yeah.
Getting Dylan Harper, and then they also got Carter Bryant, who you kind of mentioned there a second ago. I think they're fitting a team for Victor Wembanyama. They're fitting a team perfectly for him. And like you said, 2 or 3 years away from basically being OKC, I feel like.
Oh, they can win it.
Yeah, I'm going to say right now, I think San Antonio has the best. I think they have the best odds of being the next dynasty. Because I think OKC is going to have to tear it up because of these contracts. Like, did you see SGA's contract that he signed?
You know what? Congratulations, SGA. I have never mad at a man for getting paid. But I hope they enjoy that one championship.
Yeah, $71 million for 1 year. Like, I don't see San Antonio doing that to a player. Like, I could see Wembanyama being like, you know what? Just give me like the Shohei Ohtani contract like he got in baseball. Just, give me like the minimum and then find other ways to give me money and let's build a team.
And this is what happens, Justin, when you build through the draft instead of trying to nail every free agent possible. When you can build for years and years to come, you don't have to have a bunch of dead capital that a lot of these, like the Lakers are nothing but dead capital.
Oh, they're in trouble.
They've got some great players on their team, but
Lakers are in trouble. Lakers are in trouble. They got no chance.
They cannot financially support LeBron and Luka right now. They have other players that need. They just signed D'Angelo Russell. It has to blow up. Are they good right now? Are they a team, if they develop properly throughout the season, that we can see down at the end next year for sure? But I give it 1 year, Jay. I give it 1 year.
And then another team, Houston Rockets, getting Kevin Durant. I think they're going to have fun being a first or second round exit in the playoffs. I actually think they have less of a chance now with Kevin Durant as they did before.
Okay, so here I love KD. He's one of my favorite players ever.
Agreed. Agreed.
He's one of the most undefendable players out there.
Agreed.
But I'm starting to look at him the same way I look at Aaron Rodgers right now.
Yeah.
And yes, everybody, I am a Steelers fan, and I can say this.
I forgot.
But that's what it feels
luck.
like. Do you know what Kevin Durant's doing? And this is just my business mind frame kicking in. He's selling
Yeah.
tickets. He's
Oh yeah.
selling tickets. There's
Yep.
going to be butts in seats. There's going
Yeah.
to be refreshments bought. There's going to be plenty of concessions had. I mean, he's the epitome of a business. No, I don't think they had a very bad playoffs this year. That Golden State team got hot at the right time, but no, I don't think adding KD is going to help them. I don't think though. I think it's going to be a lot of the same. I think it's going to be a lot of the same. But they paid a ton of money for Durant
Yep.
when they should have been focused on the draft and trying to build through a cheaper way of free agency.
Yes. Agreed. 100% agreed. Brandon, is there anything else we need to mention, buddy, or have we kind of
Let's
completed
see.
the show?
Let's see. Charlotte Hornets, once again, you're going to get my money from me, but can you please put a product on the floor that Justin and myself can watch in person this
Dude,
year?
dude, this is probably the most excited I've been for the Hornets. What they did in the draft and some of the trades that they've made, I think they got a decent shot of making the playoffs this year. If
You're right. It's been a while.
if LaMelo Ball decides to play basketball this year, I think the Hornets might actually have a chance to be a 4 or 5 seed in the East.
This is a do or die year for LaMelo. Are you in or are you out? Let us know.
So LaMelo, what you said about Ace Bailey, I feel like also goes for LaMelo.
Yeah, but LaMelo's actually proven on the court that he can play a little. When he's not hurt and when he's motivated, watching him in person many times, seeing some of the magic he can do, I'm going to give him more of a pass because he's actually in the league and he's actually the best ball brother. Where Ace Bailey, okay, you know your top pick, you two teams willing to pay millions of dollars that you don't want to go there. And for whatever reason, they still draft you. But
Yeah.
that's the difference. I never heard LaMelo say he didn't want to come to Charlotte.
No, of course, yeah, because
Now, do I feel
LaMelo's too smart to say that. But I'm just saying, I'm not sure you're going to win with LaMelo Ball. He has yet to prove to me that he's a winner.
a guy can't stay on court? Times of injury that finds a way to sideline him.
Yeah. Well, but how much?
I remember the sickest I ever.
Yeah.
We got Bob.
I'm just wondering how much of his injuries could he play through if he really wanted to, is what I'm saying. Like, I'm just not sure LaMelo, I'm not sure he cares enough about winning. Like, he hasn't proven to me that he's going to be the winning point guard for a team.
I feel like if he played in LA or New York, in each one of the LA teams, that he would be on the floor a whole lot more.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And since we're a little old strong, a little old working, and like his father gives him advice.
Yeah.
Tells him when to play and when not to play. Let's hold out for a better contract.
Yes.
But taking it from a fan's perspective, the show's not forgotten about the game that I paid for 2 years ago. They were supposed to have LaMelo and Embiid. Neither one of them were on the court. Ringside seats for a bunch of garbage. So it definitely matters as far as a business perspective. So Charlotte has a lot to do. I'm not sure if I quite agree on the playoff bandwagon. Maybe a play-in. Maybe on the lower end of that. But, I mean, I don't know if they're there yet. They still need an identity. Now, I love the fact they traded Miles Bridges. I'm glad he's gone.
Yeah. Yes. He needed to be gone years ago. No, I like it, man. I'm excited for this season. I think, in a weird way, I think it was a fun draft, even though I think it was kind of missing some star players. There was no really big trades. But, there was no really big trades on draft night. But I think it was a fun draft. I think this was a fun show. Brandon, I mean, any last comments on the draft?
It's not on the draft, but it's on free agency. Milwaukee Bucks, good job.
Oh yeah,
Great
that
job
might
going and getting Miles Turner.
yeah. As of right now, they might be my pick to win the title next year. As of right now,
It's a good pick. That's a very good pick.
yeah, I think that's my pick right now. But Brandon, I think we're done for the show, man. I think Sportball guys, I think we're done. We're back. First episode in a while, and I think that was it. I think
Yes.
we're covered enough. Thanks everybody for watching. Make sure to hit like and subscribe and all that jazz. And Brandon,
Disagree with us in the comments. Tell us we're crazy.
yes,
Tell us why you think Derek Queen's going to be good. I would love to hear that one.
I
Please
want to
bring
find
those
his.
comments.
Yeah, I'd like to find one of his fans.
I'd like to
Dude, maybe
hire his
we'll be.
agent.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure. I'd like to have any of these kids' agents for sure, except for Ace Bailey. I don't want his agent, but
Right.
Brandon, maybe we'll be back next week, huh?
Yes. I know.
All
Hey,
right.
listen. Everybody says sports are dead in the summer. I disagree. We can find something to talk about.
There's always something to talk about. So for all of our fans watching, we'll check you later.
Later, guys.